Most waiters and waitresses make $2.13 an hour, according to Dana Liebelson from Mother Jones. That's only $2 an hour, yet minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. Today I'm speaking about a very important right for Americans, the right to not have to tip every single waiter and waitress that serves us. Because this is something that pertains to every person in society who goes out to eat, which is most of us, I did some research so that we could all learn about this subject. Because it is such a norm now to have to tip waiters and waitresses, many people don't even think about it. But why are restaurants getting off with not paying their employees minimum wage and instead forcing the customers to have to pay their employees? We'll start with the need for change. Every other job in the United States is required to pay at least minimum wage to its workers. Why do restaurants get to have their own law saying that they only have to pay $2.13 an hour? This special treatment affects pretty much everyone in the U.S. Everyone who has ever been a waiter or waitress, and anyone who has ever dined in a restaurant. Restaurants need to pay their employees themselves. Waiters and waitresses should not have to depend on customers to tip them for them to make any money whatsoever. As said by Hunter Stewart from the Huffington Post, what started out as a reward for exceptional service has now become compulsory. Tipping used to just be something that one did when they felt that the service they received was exceptional. Nowadays, if someone does not tip, it is considered rude and terrible manners. As Michael Lynn from Cornell University states, when we tip, we are essentially buying the right to avoid disapproval and guilt. Pretty sure everybody just tips because they would feel guilty if they don't. Even if you receive bad service, many people still feel obligated to tip when honestly they don't want to, just to avoid being seen as a bad person. This brings up a good question. Why shouldn't you tip someone just for doing the job that they get paid to do? Why won't the restaurants just higher the prices of their dishes a little bit and then provide the employees with minimum wage, since they are the employers and should be paying their workers? As Jay Porter, a restaurant owner, says in an interview, it's based on this idea that an employer shouldn't have to pay workers, essentially because they're valueless. The restaurants are saying that their employees are not worth more than $2 an hour to them. These restaurants are just getting away with not paying their waiters and waitresses. The solution is simple. Restaurants, raise your prices. In Seattle, there are a couple restaurants that have gotten rid of tipping altogether. According to NY Times, one restaurant in particular raised the price of its food by 21%, and it raised the wages of all of their workers, not just the waiters. They realized that the workers in the back, aka the cooks, overall got less money than other workers in the restaurants. By raising the price of food by just 21%, they were able to raise the wages of not only the waiters and waitresses, but of all the staff in the restaurant. NY Times also says in some cities like New York, where tipping is subject to a confusing welter of federal, state, and local regulations and tax laws, eliminating it would simplify bookkeeping. Hello people, easier bookkeeping and easier on the customers when they go to pay. No more trying to figure out the correct amount to tip. The best part of the solution for the waiters and waitresses would be on slow days. These days, when not many people come into the restaurant or the customers just don't tip good. Many people have complained about having to go to work for 8 hours and making less than $30 because the tips weren't good. Imagine having to work a long day like that and hardly making any money. Let's just visualize this, y'all. A society that doesn't have to tip all of its waiters and waitresses. You go in, you see the price of the meal you choose, and you know just how much you're gonna have to pay. No adding at the end to see how little you can tip without looking like a jerk. No trying to figure out how much 15% would be or 20% would be. Nope, debating whether to tip them a full 20% to not look like a rude person, even though the service was nothing special. Now imagine being a waiter or waitress. You go into work each and every day and you don't have to worry about whether or not you're going to get a lot of customers or if it's going to be slow that day. You don't have to worry about working for hours and making hardly any money, since the $2.13 that you make is taken away mostly by taxes. Your job now has a steady income and you know that you will have enough money to pay the bills that week. Raising the price of the food just a little will raise the wages of workers working at restaurants. Eating at restaurants is something that happens to people every day. Waiters and waitresses are important in this process. They need to be paid at least minimum wage so that they don't have to depend on these random strangers to come in and tip them. To review, tipping has been mandatory when it shouldn't be. Restaurants should be able to pay their staff themselves and not depend on the customer to be forced to pay them with tips. We must visualize the day when tipping is abolished and waiters and waitresses can make a fair, steady wage. So I challenge you to vocalize what you believe should be right, to voice how waiters and waitresses, just like everyone else in the United States, should be paid at least minimum wage by their employers.